journey is natural, what happens? I can cite, I think, hundreds of examples. I have not read everything what Eastern wisdom has. I told you we have 3,000 texts and teachings. Other teachings are of the masters are also written. Very well. Welcome, Christina. So you see what happens in your day-to-day life. One example I remember. Shankara is the name of one of the great masters. So he was walking into the street and he stopped. A professor, you see, the academician, they talk a lot, but they don't have practical experience. Now, that's a normal perception. I'm not saying exceptions are always there. So he was remembering the rules of a grammar of a particular word. Just check what happens to these masters. So he stopped. There was no intention of stopping. There was no intention of stopping. He looked, he heard. The guy is remembering the rules of a grammar. When you remember the rules of a grammar, for example, Om. Take an example of Om. So in one studio in New Jersey, in yoga studio you have beautiful yoga teachers. So she was reciting Aum. No, we should know the basics of the grammar, no problem. So when A and U combines in Sanskrit grammar, it becomes O. So you should not chant Aum, you should always chant Om. So you see, come back, Shankara was looking, what happened? A knowledge was revealed into his mind. And he composed a verse. Bhaj Govindam, Govindam bhaj mudhamate, samprapte sannihite kale, nahi rakshati dukrunna karani. And then almost 5 or 6 verses he composed, and there are a lot of disciples were moving with him. So he asked that complete more verses. So it's a beautiful book known as Moha Mudgar, hammering on delusion. So when you remove the delusion from the mind, you are awakened. Now just check the meaning of this verse. So the Shankara says, "O fool, grammar rules will not come to save you from the suffering." Simply repeating Om Om will not help you. You should understand the meaning. The more you understand, more you study, and more clarity you have, you can see that real self the way I see you. It has nothing to do with the blind belief. So what he says, "Oh fool, grammar rules, you may be a professor, grammar rules will not protect you from suffering. Instead of wasting your time, what you should do, know real self. How? You see that the entire message is very clear. Know the real self by purified mind. You see the verse, the way it is composed, it gives you the entire message. It gives you the entire message. So he says that with the purified mind, with understanding, if you repeat, if you do meditate, it will change your life. Bhaj Govindam, Govindam bhaj moodhamate. So the word moodha means fool, foolishness. Sam looks very handsome. He is already handsome, but looks much. So what is our verse? Our verse today is 28th verse. We are again taking the same verse to understand it clearly. It says, Tajapah tadarthpa bhavanam. Or we can say, Tat japaha. We should practice Om. Do you remember? We have covered what exactly is Om with the meaning. You see that simple thing. Brandy, I know, came through Kate and the Lara. I don't know too much about her. One day she introduced me to her honey, that's all. So the more I know, I have a clarity. The same way, the word Om, I know the meaning. And then I practice. It gives you that beautiful journey. You enter into inner peace and happiness. So what the master says, Om meditation is to be done with repetition. You have to repeat the Om, but with understanding the meaning. Do you see that we designate Om to that consciousness which is all-knowing, which is the teacher of all the teachers that we covered in last few weeks? What knowledge, understanding comes when I say Bill Gates? You see, the more you know about him, more and more things becomes clear. So when you say Om, does the knowledge enters into your intellect? If not, you are simply saying Om, Om, it will not work. It has never worked. So understand little deeper. It is Om, means pure consciousness, all knowledge, pervading everywhere, anywhere. That is what happened to the Shankara. That is why I told you this story. He was walking. So what happens? The knowledge starts revealing in you. And it is so natural. It will reveal to you, oh, this is what I have heard from the beard guy. That is what I have understood. Now that knowledge is revealing in me. That is the journey of higher meditation. So normally we say, yes, practice meditation, mindfulness of breath. Am I relaxed? Yes. Next moment I am stressed. It doesn't work that way. So how to discover our true nature? By Om. So understand little bit more and deeper. Last time we did the practice. So why we did that practice? Understand it clearly so that we can go deeper. Now see, yes, I told you before that I used to do practice of Goddess Durga. It is known as Goddess Durga. Goddess Durga, which protects you from the fears. But if you understand the meaning, Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shanti Rupena Sanstita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namah. What is the meaning? O Goddess Durga, you are present as inner peace in all the beings of this earth. And that is why I'm bowing down. I bow down. I bow down. Otherwise, if you see the picture of Goddess Durga without meaning, your mind may go to sensuality. She is very beautiful goddess. You see that? That is the meaning. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Buddhi Rupena Sanstita. So, O Goddess Durga, you are present in deep inside my heart and the heart of all the beings as wisdom, as intelligence. That is why I am bowing down. I bow down. I bow down to you. Now come back again to Om. So you see that I am saying Om. It is the first level, outermost level of, I am acting, my body, my lips and tongue is making some effort, and then I say Om, Om. So louder Om represents the physical body. Then Madhyama. Then the second Om represents my mind. Third Om represents my intellect. And the fourth Om transcends the body and the mind. So they are known as Vaikhari, Madhyama, Pashyanti and Para. Pashyanti. Pashyanti means to see. Now see, you connected to this session. Did your mind repeat, oh, this guy, this is his name? No. You know it. Without even having a word. You know it. Isn't it? You know it. I know, Brandy. Before I spoke, it is already there in the intellect. So our master says that you see that knowledge. Pashyanti. Pashyanti means to see. You see it. Think of it. If your intellect lives into that purified state, which people say mind reading, it is not a big deal. You are already there. They are not powers, they are very natural. So Pashyanti means that you see that knowledge. You are aware of that. And then I have a desire. Just now, I have a desire. I asked, how are you, Stephen? So that happens in the mind first, before you speak out. 3, you have to divide. In the mind, there is a desire. That still remains inside. And the third level, then the same word and the speech is expressed loudly. Are you getting it? I'm trying to make it very simple. It's a Nad Yoga is a very interesting journey. Every word that you speak in the chant. So the 3 level, physical, mental. So it means at the mental level, when any thought comes, it is in the form of a desire. Should I tell you something? Don't go deeper. Don't confuse yourself. Just maintain awareness. So sometimes I hold on some of the things. you can become aware of every event that is going to happen during the day through that mind by Om meditation. By Om meditation. So you can see in the intellect, one. Now you see in the intellect there is an element of the stress. Before it enters into the mind, you can change that. This is the power of the Om meditation. Om meditation. So there are four. The lowest level, Vaikhari. Vaikhari means spoken. Madhyama. So Madhyama means in between. So Madhyama means in between normally, but Madhyama belongs to the mind. Oh, now I know some thought waves are there in the form of a desire. That happens in the mind. But from where it is coming? It is coming from the Pashyanti, the third level, that is in the intellect. So what the intellect gives us? The intellect gives us the knowledge. I can cite many examples. Oh, I know that beautiful girl. Who is that? You see that? Now the intellect is searching. Who is that? Who is that? Oh, her name starts from L. Oh, Lara. No, it happens to all of us. You see that? Huh? Okay, let me remember. Sometime you remember, sometime you don't remember. So when you don't recall, it means the intellect is impure. And when you can recall, the intellect instantly recalls that. So what is the message here? The master says, the intellect knows these syllables, different syllables in a particular word or a sentence, by which you can recall in the mind. I am in stress, I am in stress, I am in stress, I am in stress. The mind constantly repeats. It goes to the intellect. Then what happens in your life? You can think of it. You can think of it. Every day you wake up in the morning, oh, I have been suffering from chronic so-and-so problem. You are feeding. You are creating those impressions. They will bounce back. So for those people, this Om meditation is definitely is going to help us. Now see the other part of it. That too is quite interesting to know. Om. The word A represents what it represents? A, U, Ma. These three represents waking state, dream state, sleep state, and to God, Om together represents the transcendental state. Why it represents that? So when you are doing this meditation or any meditation, even if you have not heard, in the fourth state of meditation, you start hearing those vibrations of Om. From there, the revelation of the knowledge takes place. So you see the connection. When intellect is clear, you get some, I don't say intuition, but you get some single syllable. And that reveals the knowledge. The knowledge is there. It has yet to reveal in the words, but you get some some revelations which are known in yoga as a seed mantra. Aim, Hreem, Kleem. The lot of seed mantra, thousands of the seed mantra discovered by our masters. That takes us to a deeper state of meditation. But one thing is sure, Om meditation does two great things. It purifies your mind. The moment you have a purification, it leads to a deeper, relaxed and calm state. Second thing, if you continue, it reveals the knowledge of the reality. Knowledge of the reality. I told you that Nada Yoga is totally a different discipline. We understand each and every word, the nada, the sound. Yes, one more thing to understand. When you have told me, I saw many colors and visions in the form, it happens in the Pashyanti stage. So Pashyanti represents the colors, vision, big and small images. So it means the mind has gone deeper. Mind has risen from the lower to the higher consciousness. But Leslie, no comparison of experiences. I still remember we have to continue our journey. No comparison. So at the Madhyama level, you have an experiences of heaviness and the lightness in the body. You see how they have related and they have understood the entire process of meditation and variety of experiences. And we already know at the outer level, when I speak something, hey, how are you? So you also respond. So that we know it all. And at the para level, at the highest level of Om, it is only the pure knowledge. The essence of the real self is revealed. In brief, we have understanding now from where we have started the journey, what exactly is yoga in the first 4 sutra. Then we understand what is the cause of our suffering, perhaps in the next 7 or 8 sutras. Then we understood what do you mean by the practice, if you can recall, regular practice with the wisdom. Then we understood what are the 2 higher states of meditation. And after that, in couple of the sutras, we understood what exactly is the real self. And ultimately we found that real self can be designated, named as Om, and then we are understanding Om. So, meditation. So in the next almost 8 or 9 sutras, we will understand. That is another beauty of this text. What do we understand? We will understand this Om meditation or any meditation removes all the obstacles on the path of awakening. Then we will understand obstacles on the path of meditation. What are the 4 signs of obstacles on the path? You feel those signs. So if you have those signs in the body and the mind, make sure your mind needs to be purified. How to do the regular practice? What are the 4 great tips to remove obstacles in daily life? And how you can even purify the mind by the pranayama to succeed in meditation. So lot of sutras will follow. So, after understanding, today again we will follow the same meditation and then we will see what happens. So let us start our journey of meditation. Eyes are closed. You see, eyes are closed. You have to, while you are meditating, for yourself. Remember this. Close your eyes and close your eyes. You are looking at the body and body is comfortable and mind is looking inside. Where the mind is looking? Inside the head. Whose mind? It is your mind. Means you are aware. You are aware. So just settle the body completely before we go for it. Look at the neck joint. When I say look, means mind goes to the neck joint. You are there. Who is there? The mind is there. You feel sensation, comfortable, and steadiness. But ask the mind to go beyond that sensation, comfort, and steadiness. So what do you find? The space or emptiness. Maybe a vision. It is not that you will have a vision at the end of meditation. Today your mind may be perfectly ready. Instantly you may have a vision. Look at the shoulder joints. You are there. You feel the sensation. You feel the sensation. Comfortable and steadiness. And the entire body. Looking at the entire body. And so you see that knowledge reveals knowledge of sensation, comfort, and steadiness. But then your mind is looking deeper inside. It is ready for a journey. It is ready for a journey. So, my friends, we will follow the same 4-step journey starting from the lower to the higher. The first step is understand it clearly. We do chanting through our lips in the tongue. That should be loud, one, and we should be doing quick, fast and loud. So what is the meaning of the quick, fast and loud? While keeping our focus deep inside the forehead. Why we focus inside the forehead? We prevent the mind to fall down into the lower consciousness. So what is the purpose of doing quick, fast and loud? First thing, when you are doing om, 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 like this, very quick, fast and loudly, you are aware of it. So then you are also aware that you are doing quick, fast, loud in such a manner that no other thought enters in between the two om. What it demands? It only demands awareness. You will find out. Now understand, you will find out in the first step that you are doing it and you fall into sleep. Means mind says, come on, I have lot of impurities. You may have some obsession for something in the world. So what will happen? Even when you are doing it so quick, fast and loud, the mind will go to that thought. See that? You will understand your own challenge is yourself. So let us, you are remembered. Another point that I did not cover. So you have to take a long breath and then you continue quick, fast and loud until the last pinch of the breath, and then again you take a long breath. But when you are taking a long breath and fast breath, remember there is no other thought except the Om. So let us start. Quick, fast and loud. Focus deep inside the forehead. Continue quick, fast and loud. No thought, no other thought should come in between two Om. Quick, fast and loud. Deep inside. Focus remains deep inside the forehead. Is the center of the intellect. Center of the wisdom. Quick, fast and loud. Continue. Continue quick, fast and loud. Do not stop in between. Continue, continue. As quick, as fast as possible. Continue And stop this. Keep your awareness deep inside the forehead. This time, second time means you take deep, silent and slow breathing with awareness that you have inflated your belly and then the ribs cage. Half the time, the lips are open and you chant Om, and then naturally bring both the lips together to create a sound of So that is our second recitation of Om. So first, every time you have to take a long, deep and silent breath. So again, take your time. Deep, silent and slow breathing. Inhalation is very silent. Takes time. Follow your own breath. Remember, you are inhaling through both the nostrils. The moment you start exhaling, lips little open and the sound of oh, half the breath means when you exhale from the belly. And the moment you start exhaling from the rib cage, lips drops down together and the natural sound of humming starts. You'll find a very softer, gentle, melodious sound coming on its own. And stop this second level also. Now comes the third level. In third level, I told you it pertains to the intellect, and we also understood in the intellect we find syllables as a mode of knowledge. So can I chant Om as one syllable? Om. But the focus remains deep inside the forehead. So let us start. Om. There is a very little pause, and you know that pause. Why you have a pause? To see if it triggers, if you have any experience deeper inside. Om. You are chanting your lips open and suddenly closes with Om. So this time your lips open little more wide so that you can have in one syllable Om. Both the paws, the jaws open widely. That's good. You got it. Focus remains deep inside the forehead in the space. Continue. Om. Continue. Continue. um, 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 um. Now stop the third level also. We will go for the fourth level. The focus remains inside the forehead in the space, and softly but mentally you drop Om and wait, become aware of the space, then again say Om, space, Om, mental. It is purely mental. No movement of the lips or the tongue at all. And you see, I didn't say you to keep your body steady and still. It happens on its own. When the mind rises from the lower to the higher consciousness. So I reminded you, it doesn't mean that you start moving it. And even if it is moving, means what? Mind is impure. It wants to live with the body. Then it will start moving. So we should have that awareness. Self-awareness begins and self-awareness ends. That is the beauty. Mentally, you see that your energy, your body is supporting your practice because of steadiness. Energy, the prana is going there. The mind is supporting Om. So we are rising in consciousness. And Om, all-knowing. Om, everywhere. We have understood the Om, why we are doing Om. And you see the space. And the space. And the space. You are aware of it. You don't say space. You know it. It is your experience. And that experience takes you deeper.
I didn't understand that.
Om. Om. You don't forget, you continue mental Om with a space in the interval, or you say the space, whatever you want to say. Om, interval means the space, you are aware of it, you should be aware of it. It is not that it is habitual. Then Om. Now, doing nothing, remain as you are in the state of doing nothing, maintaining your awareness deep inside the forehead, not desiring that something should reveal there, but just an awareness. That's why I told you the story of a Shankara who never thought, who did not have a desire, oh, this guy is remembering the rules of a grammar, and then I should, my knowledge should reveal there, and then I will create a verse. No. That is what makes the mind impure. Just you are there as you are, in a state of doing nothing. Then revelation takes place. You have seen in every meditation, the end step is, last concluding step is doing nothing. Why? That is the way you transcend the mind. If you are doing something, how can you transcend the mind? Mind is doing something. Do you live into that awareness of doing nothing? And then this revelation of a knowledge becomes a regular feature, not only during the practice, all the time. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, my friends, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside, know your experiences we will share to progress. Sam, where are you?
Oh, I was going to surprise you. I just got to Arizona.
Ah, you are in Arizona?
I just drove from New York, yeah, to see you.
Oh, wonderful. So when you are
Yeah.
coming here, you are in a car.
Yeah, I just got to the Petrified Forest. Have you heard of it? It's all the way near New Mexico.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I drove from New Jersey
So,
to Arizona.
did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad weather all throughout the Midwest, and here it's nice now. So, got worse before it got better. But
But
so yeah.
I appreciate your commitment.
Yeah, of course. That was amazing. The first part of the Om made me feel very in my head, and then the the longer drawn out Om really connected my head and my heart, and then the final one put me back in my head, and I just didn't know where my body was. All I was thinking about was being right here, and it was fantastic. It was amazing.
Yeah, I could see. You see that? I'm with you. Wonderful. It's a beautiful experience. I remember uh, one executive in New Jersey, she had a lot of challenges with her boss. So I said, you go to the office, park your car, and sit in the car, do 10 minutes of the practice before you enter into the office. Once you return, do the practice in a car before you reach your home. And it took a couple of months, but ultimately everything, it's a long story. Ultimately, both were women. The boss was also women. Women are always beautiful. So ultimately, that women got promotion. Now I don't have any worries, any problem with my boss. So it's all about change in your attitude, in your mind. She is still in contact with me. So wonderful. Wonderful. You really drove from New York to Arizona? Oh, very good. So how are you, Stephen?
I'm good. Waiting for Sam to arrive.
Oh, very good.
The meditation was a very similar experience to Sam. Mind, heart. I felt, I don't know what stages where it was, but I felt emotional.
Yeah.
I felt moments of lightness. I felt moments of gasping for air.
Yeah.
At certain times, I felt I was so deep into something that I wasn't breathing.
Yes.
And then I had a vision somewhere within the stages of an eye. I just kept seeing an eye in front of me with it opening and closing with my breath.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Now you can easily, that is the first level of understanding when you have those visions. It comes from when we are totally absorbed in the purified intellect, then we have those visions. So that is beautiful. How are you, Brandy?
I'm good, Girish. I'm still learning the practice, I think, It's your reminders are really helpful whenever you chime in because it seems to be like exactly whatever I'm experiencing. Like if I'm still trying to stay in my body or I need the reminder to go into my mind. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I feel better than I did before I started. Thank you.
I cannot remind you every day, every hour that you have to help yourself. That I have to be committed, I have to do the practice. And when that commitment is there, the journey continues and you find the change. How are you, Leslie?
You actually are there all the time reminding me. You were in my kitchen this morning talking about comparison. So
Beautiful.
Just so you know, you are always there.
Yes, thank you. If I'm always with you, then something is going to happen. I know.
Okay. Well, I'll be holding my breath for that. My eyes started watering in the second part, and then the goal was just to try to keep my monkey mind in control. Yeah, even the watering, obviously, it is a release of what has happened in the past causing you the troubles. So it's better. So pick up this, I normally send the audio file and do the practice every day. Don't forget. So let me remain with you even for a couple of weeks and everything will change. Then throw me out. I'm not always so pleasant to you when you show up in my kitchen in the morning though, Girish. So just so you know.
Okay. The one thing is better that even if I am present with you and you feel it is not pleasant, at least the reminder is there. So let there be unpleasant feeling with my presence. That will help you.
But you're always smiling, so it's joyful. So just...
Good.
So thank you.
Thank you. How are you, Terry? How are you, Christina?
Would Terry like to go if you want to go?
Yeah, Terry, let us go.
Okay. Well, I can't see, so it's pretty good that I pushed on that thing. I broke my glasses, so I can't really see what I'm doing. I had an experience where I was doing the practice up here, and my body was doing something different.
Okay.
And I maintained my awareness of both at the same time.
Okay.
Did the practice. The third stage was more difficult for me because things changed in the body, and that was distracting me. But it was more successful overall than last time.
Very good.
And I began to get a sense of.
I will think about it, and I will see that with the movement of the body, we can follow the first step of Om. When we do Om, 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 so we can have a specific movement of the body. So I will see that if we can do it next time.
If they correlate.
Yeah, so that is also a practice. So in fact, you have moved ahead one step. Don't worry. So how are you, Christina?
I'm doing great. I'm very grateful to be here this morning. I've been in a funk the last couple of days, unfortunately, and I'm just very happy to be here again. And so I apologize I haven't been present, but I'm here again. And I just really, I felt in the third Om, it was like I didn't leave my body, but my body was here, but it was numb, but it was safe. And I just felt like I was able to finally, I don't know, I just am still absorbing what that all felt, and it was wonderful.
Calmness is there, calmness, peace is there, the joy is there. That's enough. That's good. Beautiful. How are you, David and Jerry?
Very good. Very, very good meditation. At the beginning of the active practice, I saw what was like a sunrise or a moonrise in the sky, light coming, and by the end of it, it was light, white light everywhere.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And just an energy buzz, just a buzz.
Yes, you can figure out easily, David. You can even in the first step, you had the white light, so the mind has already risen deeper and higher. You see that vision comes at the third level, the Pashyanti. That is what so we can figure out the location of the mind during the practice. that is related to a particular experience. It's a beautiful. How are you, Jerry?
Thank you.
For me, the first Om revealed a fear that I have, like a specific fear about. So I felt like I had a scorpion on my face and I had this itch. So it was all I could do to not focus on that. And that was during the hammering. The second long Om, that completely went away. The third Om, the short Om, was a lot of color, white, green, blue. And then the fourth Om was just white kind of clouds.
Beautiful. You see that you have all variety.
We have a scorpion. We have a lot of scorpions that are.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so it's interesting, and we've been stung, obviously, but so that fear came up for me.
Fear came up. You see that, what your mind thinks, the way your mind thinks, it may return into meditation. If it is related to fear or anxiety, So mind starts imagining as if the scorpion is here on your cheek. But only thing is persistent. But ultimately your mind left those fears, it went deeper, and you had an experience of that white light. That's beautiful. How are you, Lara? Why are you so serious today?
Well, I feel like I've taken about 15 steps backwards. I'm not doing great. And so the meditation, I love the Om, but a lot of stuff was like in my head and not in a great place. The only good thing that I had was the fourth one, and I just kept dropping the Oms mentally in my joints. And that was the only time that I felt anything pleasant, to be really honest.
To be honest, Lara, it is good that you realize these things are popping up in your mind. The normal practice that we do, it is minimum 10 minutes each step. 10 minutes each step means 40 minutes plus 10 minutes. So if you do it for 50 to 60 minutes, I told you last time, it's kind of catharsis. There is a release. So you release lot of emotions. Your body starts doing crazy stuff. The mind starts recalling the old stuff, and ultimately it is released. So it's a virtual session. That's why I gave only 5 minutes each. So almost normally 30 and 35 minutes of the practice. So it is a good that even in 35 minutes, those things are released. You need to do the practice regularly. Maybe with the audio, you do the practice this week, maybe 2 times a day. I don't have time. Don't say that. And then you will see everything becomes clear. So now it is already gone. You can still smile. You see, Jerry? Now the smile has come. Okay, anyhow. How are you, Kate?
The third part was interesting this time. The third part, I really release, like just a light lift. Just, I don't know. It was
That's good.
hard to very, and then it took a tiny bit to settle back down in the fourth. It was pleasant, but it took a little bit to settle back down in the fourth part.
That's good.
But then felt just really, just at one point, I think it was either the second, I was held in a lotus. That was lovely.
Beautiful.
Held there.
That's good.
Yeah, and at the end, it was just very simple. It's very clean, simple, light.
Yes. That's really good. I want to share something. that I used to do. So I told you before that, that's why I'm not recording it, but audio is being recorded. So